Joe Bros back again for another movie review. But today we are not just reviewing one movie. We are reviewing an entire trilogy. We are
three movies in one episode. All right, it's gonna be a mega episode.
A mega
Huge.
episode, bro. We're reviewing the Jurassic Park trilogy, not the Jurassic World trilogy.
Yeah, the first three
because
movies.
the third one isn't out yet.
We're not gonna talk about the Jurassic World movies
with Chris Pratt and that. We're going to talk about the original ones
because
from
we
the
haven't
90s.
seen those movies, you know. So if we did talk about them, you know, we won't have much to talk about. We don't really know. We didn't see them, but we're going to talk about the original Jurassic Park movies, the first three movies, one video. And since it's such a mega episode, we're going to divide it up to a couple of parts. So part one is going to be movie talk. Maybe
movie talk, bro.
Talk about movies.
Yeah.
The Jurassic Park movies specifically.
Yes.
All
three of them.
Yeah. We're gonna keep it brief, you know.
Yeah.
Brief, you know, review.
It'll be shorter than usual.
Yeah,
We're not gonna do like 20 minutes like each. We'll probably keep it like
a couple minutes. Yeah, 2, 3, 4 minutes each.
Mm-hmm.
About each movie. I'm scared because I said a time. It's gonna be like 15 minutes. So there's a couple minutes each of each movie. Then We'll explain that when we get to it. But first, part one is movie talk.
Movie talk.
We'll put the card up now, alright?
So, the first movie we are going to talk about, obviously, is the first Jurassic Park from 1993.
Alright, so...
It'd be pretty weird if we started off with the second one. Let me tell you.
One, for that matter. So, Jurassic Park, 1993, right?
1993,
you just said that.
Yep.
We saw this in the theaters.
A couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago. It's been a long while.
We've been planning this for a while.
Yeah. So, alright, you have your notepad out.
Okay.
What are some things that you want to touch on about?
First thing I wrote down.
Jurassic Park.
2 hours and 7 minutes long. It was a pretty long movie, but compared to Jaws, it didn't even like seem as long, especially for him because he had to piss afterward.
Yeah, but it was. Jaws was what, 2 hours 3 minutes or 4 minutes after?
Yeah, something like that.
But I'm glad you brought that up because walking into Jurassic Park, I was thinking like Spielberg did it.
Yeah.
Another class. I thought it was gonna be like exactly like Jaws. Like I was expecting it to be kind of like Jaws, like scary like Jaws. But it wasn't. Like I was having so much fun during Jurassic Park.
Awesome.
That's what's awesome about it. Is that there's a lot of dinosaurs and there's, you know, a lot of killing and everything like that. But it's very light, like it keeps it relatively lighthearted. It's a fun movie to watch. It's a fun hypothetical thing. It's not trying to scare you. And it's just a good time, you know? Something that I have written down is like the whole world building of it, like the theme park, because I guess the whole thing, it's a theme park that this guy has all these people come to, and we get to really like explore the theme park. This is the only Jurassic Park movie thus far where we get to go to Jurassic Park, because in Jurassic Park 2 and in Jurassic Park 3, it's not on Isla Nublar, it's on Isla Sorna. So like we're actually in Jurassic Park, and it's so much fun to see like gift shops and like the visitor center. So like you're thinking like if this was a real place, it'd probably look like this. So it's really cool set design, I guess you could say like
absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Like you just talking about set design, I will say the landscape was absolutely breathtaking.
Oh yeah. For the 90s,
amazing.
Minimal. Well, I don't really know what was CGI and what was animatronic. Like that everything looked really good actually.
Yeah.
And of course it looked better in the sequels, but everything looked really good. Like from the minute you saw the first Brontosaurus, I was kind of in the theme plays, I was kind of like, you know, like I knew that moment would come, but I never actually saw the scene. I'm like, okay, like it's 1993, I don't know how this is gonna look, but it didn't really take me out of the movie at all, just by looking at like the big wide shot of the Brontosaurus, and it's like, okay, it's really good like that.
It was so much better than the animation in Attack of the Clones. It aged a lot better.
It came out like 6 years earlier.
It did, yeah.
6 years before. Yeah, like that's incredible. It's incredible about how you know, two different movies that came out like so far apart. Like one could be so much better than the other in terms of CGI. But yeah, this movie was no doubt revolutionary in that aspect.
Absolutely. It was at one point when John Hammond was like, "Welcome to Jurassic Park," and you were like,
Yo,
they said the title of the movie!"
John Hammond is the freaking worst.
He is the worst, yeah.
He's turning the page.
I had to write down each of the names of the characters, because I didn't know the names of any of them except for Jeff Goldblum's character.
Yeah,
Jeff Goldblum
he's Ian
had a
Malcolm.
fantastic
I
performance.
love Jeff Goldblum in this movie.
He is Ian Malcolm.
Ian
He's
Malcolm.
then mathematician and chaos physicist.
Yeah, then there's Alan Grant.
Alan Grant, he's a paleontologist. And then Ellie Sattler.
I didn't know.
I didn't know their relation, but Ellie Sattler, she's a paleobotanist.
Paleobotanist. Yeah, and then John Hammond I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know like any of the other people who are only in this movie, like Samuel L. Jackson or Newman. I don't know any of their names. Like I refer to them as Samuel L. Jackson and Newman. You know.
Let's get into this. So, like, I'll go down the list. I have like half of this. So yeah, it's John Hammond. The two grandkids are Lex and Tim.
Lex and
Murphy.
Tim, yeah, no Lex and Tim.
The tech guy, which is Samuel L. Jackson, is Ray Arnold.
Whatever.
Dennis Nedry, that's Newman. He's the antagonist.
Dennis Nedry.
And then Donald Gennaro, he's the lawyer. So the lawyer.
Yeah,
Donald Gennaro.
Yeah, Donald Gennaro.
Yeah, it's a very weird name.
Lawyers are great in movies where it's like just like this faceless, nameless guy who you just hate, and it's so good because like he leaves these kids, like he's in the car with the two kids for some reason, and the T-Rex is coming, and he just pieces out. He just gets out of there and goes into the porta potty, and like it's exactly what you want to see because Alan. He's like, I have an idea. Like, he gets the flare and he throws it into the woods, so the T-Rex starts going there. And then Ian Malcolm, he's like, no, actually. And he lights the flare. And he throws it to the toilet. And the thing just comes up and he just eats him. It's the best death. And I probably have one of the best deaths I've ever seen in a movie. It's so fun.
But, like, back to that, that's just, like, something that makes Jeff Goldblum such a great actor. It's like little things like that.
Oh, I love. There's like his line.
All the performances. His was definitely
so charismatic.
One of the best.
I love him.
Yeah.
Like that's
I was actually kind of disappointed though because like he didn't really have much of a part after he got hurt right in the middle of it. Because then
no, he didn't. Yeah.
Because then he was just lying there with a wound on his chest and his shirt off.
But yeah, like you could tell this movie wanted to have sequels because at one part when Alan is in the woods with the kids, they see the hatched eggs, and it's like they're even though they're all female, they're still nature finds a way. That was the quote, and then they don't even touch on that for the rest of the movie. So you're like, oh, this is going to be explored more in the future, which it is. But yeah, I really like the structure of the plot. Also, it's very unique.
Oh yeah,
how it's just like. I don't really even know how to describe it. It's just about, like, survival, you know? It's all these different groups of people in the beginning who come together, and then they split up at some point in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just about them trying to, like, survive.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else?
There are a couple things I would like to touch on still. The dinosaur attacks themselves. Like, we touched upon this a little bit, like, just a second ago with,
the lawyer.
Donald Gennaro. But, like, they're very, very thrilling.
They are.
There was
great.
the one when Ellie Sattler, she went into the bunker and was trying to do something. And then, the one raptor, it just, like, comes out of nowhere through the wall.
Raptors,
Those raptors are... They're such little bastards, like those things.
Oh, man, I always thought T-Rexes were the worst, but the raptors, you know, they're running around, they're opening up doors and climbing ladders and stuff. It's like, I'll want to run into a raptor.
Like, actually...
We'll get on more of them when we talk about the third movie.
But, like, legit, though, like, when we left the theater, we were just, like, making fun of them for, like, a solid 15 minutes.
Yeah, because, like, they're so... They are the cause of, they're, like, the main third act, antagonist in all three of these movies.
Absolutely.
It's like, in one way or another, raptors are there. Like you wonder.
Like, after watching all this, you're like, oh, this again. Okay,
raptor.
Like, the situation itself of the movie, of the predicament that they're in with, like, the dinosaurs on the loose and everything, like, it feels very realistic, even when it's not.
Yeah.
Like, if you understand what I mean.
Another thing, like, kind of relating to that I said about all three movies, is that in order to have 5 movies about this, you kind of have to have everybody be the worst. You know, people have to just suck. John Hammond is the worst, like we said.
He is the worst.
he's sending like his 2 grandkids there. Like
For a
Newman,
test drive, I'm gonna bring my 2 little grandkids.
put them with the lawyer and not the scientist. Like what? Like I don't know what that was.
Like the scientific biology breeding studies of like the dinosaurs. That's a very creative.
It's good. Yeah, like it's really good. Well, I guess world building you could say.
Absolutely, yeah.
But then like Newman also, like he's the worst, where he's just like, send all the dinosaurs free, and then he just dies. Like that's all it was. And I'm like, okay, I guess he's out of this movie. But he was just there to set the dinosaurs free so that the movie get out of it. And we don't complain about that just because, of course, we want to see dinosaurs run in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Right.
And one last thing to just end off this short movie review on the first Jurassic Park movie, it really lives up to the classic status.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. 1993.
It was like the highest grossing movie, for a little while there.
That's a cold hard
It's still
fact,
up.
right?
It's still up there, but like.
Everyone loves Jurassic
Park. It was exceptional.
Park. Everyone loves Jurassic Park, and like I don't know where I'm going with this. Whatever. That's
what he's
it.
trying to say is he really enjoys it. Like, you know how those like classic movies, you know how like classic movies, they just have a different feel.
They have a different feel to them, yeah. And like, what I say about the original Jurassic Park, it wasn't what I was expecting, but it was everything that like I wanted from a movie called Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Where like I was watching it and I was a little like discomfort. I'm like, I didn't know that's what this movie was gonna be like. And like it's still good, you know. Like, I didn't dislike it, but it wasn't what I expected. But it had everything that I'm like, okay, yeah, this has to be in the movie. So yeah, all right, that's on to the next movie, I guess. The Lost World.
Jurassic
Park.
Not Jurassic Park 2.
I mean, they're not in Jurassic Park though.
Yeah.
So
that's a very, very different thing.
Of the 3 movies, we just watched them. I watched all all 3 movies in a span of like a week or 2, like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And this is the movie that kind of got lost most in the mix between like the first one and the third one. Mm-hmm. This movie kind of I forgot so much about it, but looking back on it, there are like a lot of things that we do remember about this. Like it does expand on the good, stupid, enjoyable fun that we liked from the first one, you know.
John Hammond is still the worst, even though he appears at the beginning and at the end only.
Yeah, he's like, he's just there so that like he can get Ian Malcolm. He's like, go to Jurassic Park for this reason that doesn't really matter. We just want you to go there so that dinosaurs can go and so that the audience can enjoy it.
But then he's like, so you wonder how the dinosaurs got to Jurassic Park? We bred them on a different island. But didn't you breed them in the lab?
No.
Yes. No.
I just want to go to a different island and more dinosaurs. And we do get more dinosaurs. Thank you, Hammond.
He was English. I don't know why I spoke in Australian. I was just thinking about that for a minute.
Was it? I don't know.
It was like Steve Irwin for a solid minute there.
John Hammond. But for some reason, Alan isn't in this movie.
Yeah, it's only Ian Malcolm. It's Jeff Goldblum.
I like it. I like Ian Malcolm and his random cast of forgettable side characters who don't matter.
He seemed different in this movie. Like in the first one, he was
changed.
Like. I felt like in this movie, The Lost World: Jurassic Park, he was playing. His character was more of like his actual personality. Like
he's not really like the cool guy.
Cool guy, yeah.
Yeah, he still is that, but he's now he's just like the straight man because that's what we'll figure out to be the Jurassic Park formula. Have a whole bunch of people who just suck. And then one guy who's all right.
A lot of poor decisions. Like, I noticed that, so all 3 of the movies, many of the characters make very, very poor decisions.
I don't even care.
But this one had at least twice as many poor decisions as the first movie did. Like, his girlfriend, Sarah Harding, is the worst.
I didn't really mind Sarah as a character. And I thought she was pretty cool to have in, like,
again,
Jeff
but like the
Goldblum
common
is, like,
sense though, like
I know,
Julianne
but, like-
Moore, she did actually pretty good as a
Yeah,
character.
she's
but,
a good actress, but like Jeff Goldblum just like walking around telling people like, what are you doing, and then them like not doing anything about it. That's just exactly what this movie is, and that's exactly what has to happen to make a sequel possible, because if everyone was making smart decisions,
Yeah.
how could dinosaurs run loose and attack people, you know? There's still some great deaths, like the first one, the guy in the toilet. There's another bathroom-related death where the guy goes to take a pee, and he
like
goes in the middle
all
of
by
the woods.
himself, alone.
He goes in the middle of the woods, he's like, hey.
Like he doesn't get eaten by like a big dinosaur.
Talks to the guy with headphones in on the island, and he's like, tell him I'm gone, and the guy doesn't even look at him, and he's like, that was a good decision. He walks way too far into the woods,
and he doesn't get eaten
full
by
of
a big
dinosaurs.
one. He gets murdered by a bunch of little tiny ones.
Does he even get to go pee?
No.
He does it, yeah, because like he's just like walking down a stream, and I'm like, oh, this poor guy, man. Like he already knows he's in for it. He's like, what do you do? And he's like, well, I can't whistle. He's like walking down the stream, and all the little ones, the little dinosaurs,
Those are
who
even
attacked the little
freakier.
girl in the beginning.
Yeah. They didn't have the balls to be like, oh yeah, she's dead now. They were like, she's fucked.
No.
I mean, she has like bites everywhere.
This
but,
isn't
like, she's
Jaws.
fine.
This isn't Jaws.
This
where
isn't
they
Jaws.
show a
This
kid.
isn't a thriller. This is just Jurassic Park. No, the
No,
Lost,
the Lost World
Jurassic Park. And I noticed that compared to Jurassic Park, like the original one, it was a lot more dinosaur hunting than exploring a dinosaur park.
Yeah, because they weren't on the park, and John Williams actually knew what was up, because the Jurassic Park theme only plays at the end when Hammond's talking about actual literal Jurassic Park.
Yes.
And that's actually really cool. It's like the bum bum ba ba bum ba. It's like that music that plays, and I guess that's like the theme of Isla Sorna. You know, like instead of Isla Nublar. But that's pretty cool. John Williams, good job, buddy.
Yes, he made a phenomenal score, and this may be a hot take. But I think, and I remember you talking to me about this too, but John Williams' score for Jurassic Park might be the best score he's ever made.
I think it's my favorite. I think it's my favorite album of his, the original Jurassic Park. You know, it's incredible. You know, when I was in the theater, I told them that. I'm like, I think that's a strong opinion. You know?
Yeah, like he thought of it off the bat. I was like, whoa, that's very strong. But like,
he said to me in the theater, he's like, whoa, that's very strong.
Yeah, but like, as I watched the other two movies and like started listening to it more, I was like, wow, he's right. He's definitely right.
It's amazing. It's incredible. But like I said about the stupid, forgettable side characters, there's him. What's his name? Nick. The dude with the funny guy.
Eddie.
What?
There's Eddie and Nick. Those were the
Nick.
two guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Nick. Who plays? What's the guy's name? Who plays him? Because he's in like everything, right?
I don't know.
Right?
Wait, the guy who's in it? No, that's Eddie. Eddie's the guy that's in everything. Nick was the guy that was eaten halfway through.
Oh, the trailer thing. That was Nick. Okay, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
This is supposed to show how much these movies do not care about the names of characters. They
No,
just
they
say them
don't. We don't
once,
care.
and then they're
We don't care. Get out of here, yeah. Let's talk about the whole T-Rex trailer scene. I really like that scene. That's a fun scene.
Ooh, that's like
The whole trailer
probably,
thing.
That's
They
probably
have
one of the
the baby.
most action-packed.
Yeah, they have the baby, and the trailer falls off the cliff and it explodes. It explodes. Like, what? How did that happen? And like they're climbing up a rope, and it's a lot of stuff.
And they fall down like twice or thrice, or I don't know. They do it a couple of times, and then a guy sacrifices his life, and then they hunt more dinosaurs.
I like the way that the T-Rexes actually eat the guy. Like,
yeah.
They're very considerate. Like one takes the head, and like the other takes the legs, and they throw them up, and then they rip them in half and eat them. Like, oh, that was coordinated. Like they planned. You can tell.
Like, just imagine them like while they were going through it before they filmed the movie. Like, okay, we'll pretend that this Snapple bottle is a human being, so they're gonna throw it up, and they're just gonna rip it in.
Rip it up. But it's just it's more big dinosaurs, more deaths,
Yeah.
more stupid decisions. It's just more of what a movie about dinosaurs needs.
Jeff Goldblum has a daughter, and she sneaks away on the trailer, and she can do gymnastics.
Is that even fully explained how she
No.
actually got on the island?
No, she's just there.
I was watching the
and he's
movie.
Like, why did you do that?
And she's like, I had to. And he's like, all right. And I think that's all it is. And then, because when they're in the control room or whatever, and the velociraptors are all over the place, like, and they're like, chasing after them and everything, little jerks, and they're going after them, and they're like on the upper deck, and what's his daughter's name? Kelly. So they're on this deck, and she, very observant, she spots this bar hanging on the ceiling. She's like,
exactly
wait here, I'm
gym.
gonna jump up over here. Boom, and she jumps on the bar. And the way it's shot, because obviously, like, I don't think it's her.
Yeah.
It's like a silhouette slow-mo of her, like, doing
Some
crazy
flips-y
gymnastics. A velociraptor jumps up like 50 feet so that she could kick it out a window. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Because I guess they set it up earlier where, like, she was talking like, hey, the school kicked me off the gymnastics team. And Jeff Goldblum says after that, like, they kicked you off the gymnastic team? Like, yeah, it's a setup and payoff. But, like, did we need a payoff for that setup?
No.
I don't think we did. And
The first thing that I thought of, like, when she was doing the gymnastics, I was thinking of, like, the one scene in Footloose.
Oh, yeah.
When Ren's, like, in just the abandoned
and
shed.
he's just, like,
and
this
there's
incredible...
just, like, yeah, exactly.
This incredible,
There's just the bar
gymnast.
there, and he's, like, just going.
Yeah, but she's, fighting velociraptors.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's missing from Footloose is more velociraptors. But it's just stupid fun. But while I was watching this, I enjoyed every second of it. It's a fun movie to watch.
There's a lot of spontaneous action. Like,
There's a lot happening.
the one thing that I'd like to point out, I'm putting that down.
Ooh.
So the last 30 minutes came out of nowhere. So after Jeff, Ian, Sarah, and Kelly, I think about that. After they escape on the helicopter and go back, there's like an extra 30 minutes of action of like a ship crashing into a dock and like a T-Rex escaping the holder and just like running
walking
loose in
around
San Diego.
for a little bit, yeah.
It like those 30 minutes were just very extra, and
we were watching the end of it.
Yeah.
We were together, and like I have to finish up the end, so I finished, and he had already watched it.
Yeah.
So like, it was after the Velociraptor thing, and after Kelly's gymnastic, saving the day, thank God, and they get off the island, and I'm like, awesome, and he's like, check how much time is left. So I'm like, okay, so I check, and there's still 30 minutes. And I'm like, what happens in the next 30 minutes? And you're like, just wait.
Yeah.
And then, like, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm like, sure, whatever. Like, there's that T-Rex, and then it gets back in the thing, gets the baby.
The best part was when it was just, like, roaming the streets of, like, some type of suburb, and then a kid, like, wakes up, looks out the window, and it's like... and then he wakes up the parents.
Like, hey, there's a dinosaur outside. And they're not just, like... They're not just like, what do you mean there's a dinosaur outside? It's like, go. Like, they're like pissed at him. It's like, what? It's like, there's not a dinosaur outside.
You can't eat before you go to bed, and they look out and they're like...
Yeah, and they're like, and then it just cuts away from them. And that's all. And then, like, the movie ends, and then, like, John Hammond's on TV.
They wreak havoc, they're alone in their messy apartment, and then he's on the TV saying, these creatures. Just...
You're giving some John Hammondism, because the reason that John Hammond is the worst is because he's so bad, but it's not so evident that he's bad because he says everything. He's so soft-spoken, and he believes that he's right so much, but he's not. And it just
and then he contradicts himself.
He contradicts himself
he's like,
so much.
We need people to observe these dinosaurs, and then like at the end he's like, if these creatures are left to roam around on their own with the absence of us, life We'll find a way.
I gotta say, the impression got better from last time.
It did, yeah. Like, the first time I was like, alright, man, let's get... It was like full Australian. Like,
so Hammond, baby.
that was Austin Powers.
John Hammond, baby.
But yeah, that is the Lost World in Jurassic Park.
That's exactly what the movie is. It's just like, don't overthink it. Don't try to, like, you know, analyze it or anything like that. Just have a good time, you know?
Just have a very good time.
I think that's good. I seriously think.
Alright, now it's time for the third and final movie talk, which is Jurassic Park III.
Love Jurassic Park 3. I love it.
That movie is...
I was watching it, and I was overfueled with joy and excitement just because it's like, yes. Because the second one, we saw it just become, you know, it's like, okay, I see where this franchise is going. It has to be stupider. Every single movie, in case they want to make another movie. So, and then I watched this one, and I'm like, they've done it. It's like, it's completed its transition from a thriller movie to a disaster movie, because thriller movies they tend to take themselves more seriously than disaster movies. I'm not discounting the original two movies at all. I love them. But this movie, it's just like, it's got everything that, like, I'm like, of course this had to be in the movie. I love Jurassic Park 3. I mean, you can't not love it, you know?
I don't love it. So, while I was watching it, it was just, I don't know, it was just, the poorest decisions were made. I mean, realism was somewhat present. There was so much unneeded, dumb action and everything. Just the movie itself was the least important movie that had to come out.
Like, it's the same formula. I've been itching to say this during the last segment of The Lost World: Jurassic Park. It's the same formula in this movie, where it's a group of people who are just the worst, and then they get one guy from the original movie and make him the straight man and throw him in this movie.
But like, if you compare all of like the worst people from the first two movies and this one are the absolute worst.
They might be worse than Hammond.
Particularly Paul and Amanda Kirby.
Yeah, the Kirbys. They are just Billy's cool. I like Billy until
Billy's
he
cool.
goes and, you know, steals the egg. It's like,
and then
what's
Alan's
wrong
like,
with you?
did you steal?
What was the quote? The cool quote. Some of the worst things imaginable have been done with the best intentions. There's some cool quotes in this movie.
Quote,
like Alan's whole speech about the astronomers and astronauts when he's talking to, what's the kid's name? Eric. He's talking to Eric, and I just thought that was really cool. But like,
the mother is so dumb.
I
like when they first get there, she has a megaphone and she's like, Eric! Eric! And they're like, hey, I don't think you should be doing that, Amanda. And she's like, what?
That's what I think this movie was going for, because everything seemed so tongue-in-cheek. It looked like the movie was trying to make them unlikable. It was trying to make them super stupid. And that scene, I think, shows that. Just having your dude that's like, God, I hate these people. Just by looking at the guy, by looking at, what's his name? Paul Kirby. Just by looking at him, you can tell, like, oh, this guy sucks. And like, he's just, the whole mustache and everything, like his face, you know. But, it's just, again, good, stupid, fun. I think I'm gonna go and say it, Ethan. I think I'm gonna say it.
Don't you dare.
This might be the hottest take in all the land.
No, don't you dare.
Hot take. Jurassic Park 3, the movie from 2001, I think I know is my favorite Jurassic Park movie thus far.
I can't believe you.
Boom!
Oh my God.
I love Jurassic Park 3.
Wow. No. This movie was a complete train wreck.
I went and did it.
Oh my God.
I love it. I love how like, oh, it's just
It's so frustrating.
it's perfect. Like, there's some parts that are like actually pretty clever. When they're in, I picked up on this. When they're in, I think because they're on Isla Sorna, they're in the Lost World,
Yeah.
Site D, and when they're there,
like it's not in a park, but it's still lined with like wired fences for some reason.
yeah, it is. When they're in like the one like the control center,
Yeah.
that's the same place that they were in the climax of the Lost World, because the camera shows like them walking by, and it shows a car with a broken window, and that's the car that Ian Malcolm was in the last movie.
Oh,
So
okay.
like that really ties
yeah.
together. That was a clever scene. I really liked that. And then there's scenes that it's no, I'll say there's the stupidest scene in movie history where it's
Oh Jesus.
I hear my dad's phone ringing.
Oh.
Dad, is that you? He runs toward the sound of the phone. Little 12-year-old boy with dinosaur expert runs toward the sound of the phone, brings them to their father. So he's like, hey, how'd you find me? It's like, I heard your phone. And he's like, I don't have my phone on me. It's like, what do you mean? He's like, I gave it to this guy who got eaten earlier in the movie. It's like, wait a minute. So, turn around. 20-ton Spinosaurus standing there like this. And you hear the little jingle coming from his stomach. I paused the movie and I'm like, that's it. It's just like, okay, let's break this scene down.
That thing freaking, like, it shakes the ground when it's, like, walking. It's the same size as, like, a T-Rex.
Yeah.
And it was just
so
there.
They hear the cell phone. Sorry, the satellite phone, because it's 2001, inside the Spinosaurus' stomach, instead of the Spinosaurus actually walking up. That's A. B is the boy hears the sound and runs toward it, but doesn't run into the dinosaur. Instead, he runs into the dad. Like, how do you find the dad and not the dinosaur if he was listening for the sound of...
Yeah.
And,
I was like, how?
There was like a whole scene in The Lost World where they're explaining the satellite phone because it's the 90s, and like how it just doesn't work. How does a satellite phone get reception inside of a Spinosaurus' stomach?
You know, they were. I think what was originally supposed to happen was they were supposed to meet up.
What's this?
They were originally supposed to like actually meet up, but then they were like, "Hey, you want to know what we need? More spontaneous dinosaur action." So they were like, "You know what? They gave it to this one guy that was eaten, so we're just gonna put it out of nowhere and make it seem like that didn't happen. Like if he didn't like he just walk up like that, struggling the earth."
Perfect. And then like that dinosaur chase doesn't even have to be there. It's so, I love it. I just love it so much. Another thing that I have written down is, I have written down, Kirby's are the worst.
Kirby's are the worst.
Alright, we have to talk about this scene. The scene,
No.
we're all familiar with it. When, if you haven't seen the movie, you've seen the memes, because I know I have. Where it's Alan, and he's on the plane, and he's pulling a Jeff Goldblum, where he's like, I don't want to go to the dinosaur island, and they're like, go, and he's like, sure.
Go.
It's the same formula as the second one, just so much better.
Turn the helicopter around, damn it!
But they're in the plane, and he's like, I'm taking a nap. So he takes a nap like that, and he's having like PTSD, and he wakes up, and the pilot's gone, and I'm like, uh-oh, and he turns to the left, and where Billy's sitting, the Velociraptor, and says the infamous line, it goes, Alan, and then he wakes up, and everyone hates that scene. Everyone hates on that scene.
It was funny.
It was
totally
funny.
Unneeded, but like
it makes sense. I can defend this scene any day, and here's how. Because, alright, this movie is all about... I love how Velociraptors are the center of it, because Velociraptors is just, you hate them, but they're the center, because in the beginning, before he meets the Kirbys, they're talking about, the Velociraptors, they could talk, they could communicate with each other. So like think of it, I've never seen a movie set up a dream sequence as good as Jurassic Park 3, and hear me out, because it's like, so in Alan's mind right now, you have to think of his subconscious, talking animals, alright? He was terrified. You see on his face when he was giving the lecture at the college, like he says like velociraptors would be the dominant species over humans. They could communicate with each other like humans could. Billy makes like the larynx of it. You know, like so there's all these things going on in his mind that's like velociraptors can talk. Mix that with the PTSD that he has from last time with the velociraptor. Mix that with I picked up on this. He's at what's the girl's name from the first movie?
Ellie Sattler.
He's at her house, and I can't believe I'm just so good at watching movies that I picked up on this. He's in her house. They went he's walking the dinner table, very beginning of the movie, and there's a cage with a parrot inside of it, and he's poking around it, and he says, "What's my name?" He says, "My name Alan. Is it Alan?" Expecting the parrot to say Alan. So if all those things, velociraptors, I hate velociraptors. Velociraptors could communicate with each other, and animals saying my name. All those things are all in his subconscious that were all so delicately set up in the first 20 minutes of the movie that pay off in one epic moment where the velociraptor says Alan in a dream sequence. Makes perfect sense, and it's the best setup for a dream sequence in any movie. I've never seen movies set up dream sequences with, subconscious, subliminal things like that, and it's genius,
So what he's trying to say is the most epic scene in the entire trilogy is the velociraptor in the fever dream going, Alan. Well, personally,
I'm just saying that
is the T-Rex just freaking destroying the velociraptor in the original Jurassic Park.
Oh, that was pretty cool. That was pretty epic.
But
I'm just saying that the scene does make sense and people hate on it.
I don't hate on it.
It's funny.
It's
so funny to watch it because it typifies what Jurassic Park 3 is.
Dumb.
Yes, and in the best way possible. But it actually makes sense when you start thinking about it. There's themes of talking animals all around this movie for some reason. It's incredible though. In the one scene, when the raptors are surrounding the one guy who they ate, I forget his name. The way they kill him is so funny because they don't eat him. Well, first they step on
Udesky.
him, and their retractable claws just stabs him in the back. And it's brutal. I'm like, oh man, that's how they do that.
Yeah, it was.
But he's not dead. And then when they do kill him, he picks him up with his mouth and he snaps his neck and walks away. It's like, that's not how dinosaurs work. And call me stupid because I wasn't alive with dinosaurs.
I can imagine them before the movies. They're like, okay, so they're gonna take him and do that
and snap his neck. Whatever, sure.
So the velociraptors, they went from doing this, opening doors, to just that.
And just snapping necks. They were getting smarter by the minute. Velociraptor.
Yeah. Speaking of dinosaurs, which is what this entire
wow, I bet you were waiting. You were waiting for that setup for us to finally talk about dinosaurs.
So, the first two movies were primarily set up with mostly T-Rexes and velociraptors, but they tried to market this with Spinosauruses, which are supposed to be bigger and badder and more dangerous and more everything than T-Rexes, but really the CGI, it was the exact same height as the T-Rex, and they fought it out.
I mean, it was like the same model of a T-Rex,
but just
they didn't want to render it again and take the nose out.
But we need to show them that it's more powerful, so we'll have them duel, and then it'll beat the equally sized dinosaur, and then it'll kind of seem like a threat.
I like the Spinosaurus, so I think it's a fun
it was cool. Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah. How about that epic? The first 47 seconds of the movie, where it's just it says it's Universal, right? It says Universal Pictures presents, and it's on a puddle, and you see the puddle ripple. That didn't. This is the only movie where that doesn't happen. I pay attention to that. It's the only movie where it doesn't show a thing of water that ripples when a dinosaur is walking. The first two do that, and that's why they chose that for the credits in the first movie, because that was an iconic thing, and it doesn't happen in the movie. And it says Jurassic Park 3, and it's pretty cool, I think. Also, we finally get some pterodactyl action.
Yeah, we do.
Called pterodons. Is that what they're called? Are they pterodons?
Yeah.
They're pterodactyls. They're in the bird cage.
This weird bird cage.
This is a bird
like an
cage.
Entire scene
For
dedicated
what?
To it.
I mean, like, I get this. I get that dialogue, kind of. This is a bird cage. For what? Is that a question that you would ask after somebody says this is a bird cage? Like, for what? The obvious answer would be
the next
birds.
trilogy. That's what the bird cage is for.
Yeah. The obvious answer would be birds. I mean, it's obviously not, so that's why they haven't asked the question. It just doesn't make sense. But who cares? Pterodons are awesome. I love them. They're so cool. They're flying around the bird cage, you know, and Billy has the parachute and he jumps off, you know, and he's rescuing the kid. I just started laughing at that scene because I was overwhelmed with joy and excitement and watching this beautiful film. And I loved Jurassic Park 3 with all my heart. I love this movie.
And then they like set up the next trilogy with like the pterodactyls flying off again. Like something that my dad pointed out to me when we went to go see the first Jurassic Park is like, don't the pterodactyls, can't they just like fly off the
I was
island
thinking that, but then I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I thinking about this movie?
But then I decided to think for the third one, I was like, yeah, this is dumb. And then I was like, oh yeah, they did actually fly off of it, so.
Speaking of the ending of the movie, they run out of the woods, and all these ships are pulling up onto the beach. And it's like, she sent in the Navy and the Marines. Wow! The 12-year-old says that after hearing that Alan made one phone call to the girl who he was on the island with many years ago. 7, 8 years ago. She sent the Navy and the Marines?
The Navy and...
He's like, and the Marines. Like, oh, I thought she would only send the Navy. How do you send the Navy to the island? It's like
just...
Oh, Navy!
Like,
yes.
The most they'd be expecting probably is, like, at least one helicopter. Like, that was all they needed.
That's all they needed. That's all they needed.
And not only that, we have the Army. We have
the
Air Force.
She sends the Army, or the Navy, and the Marines. What? How did that fall? I want to see that phone call. Well, the little kid's watching Barney the Dinosaur. That was a fun scene. When the little kid's watching Barney the Dinosaur, and she makes the call. What number does she call? Does she know? It's like, hey,
types out Marines.
Send the Navy to this island, and
you know what?
if you have time,
and the Marines,
and the Marines. And
but only if you have time, though. It's
like the president of the United States, like, you got it. Like, what is this?
I would like a sandwich with chicken on it and mayonnaise, but if you would like to steam peppers and put that on there, that would be amazing.
And send the Marines. Perfect movie.
No,
it's just stupid fun. It's what I wanted. The Jurassic Park.
It's not at all what I wanted,
movies.
But it's what I expected because of all the reviews.
It's what I wanted the Jurassic Park movies to eventually turn into. And I'm excited for the Jurassic World movies, and I hope that they don't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that good?
I think we just reviewed the entire trilogy. Now,
briefly,
on to the next part.
Alright, it's party time.
It's party time.
It's chart time.
It's chart time.
Time for us to chart action, alright? This is how we're going to decide. This is the second part of this, where we will fill out the chart, the grand chart. This chart will decide which Jurassic Park movie is truly the best. So here's how it's going to work. We got 6 different categories here.
Yep.
About the Jurassic Park movies, and we are both going to discuss what we think, what of the 3 movies excelled the most in each given category, alright? We're probably not going to agree on it, but that doesn't matter. And we're going to, whatever we say, that one's going to get a vote. That movie's going to get a vote. At the end of all 6 categories, whichever movie has the most votes is undoubtedly, between us two, between everyone, undoubtedly, and all the land, that is the best Jurassic Park movie.
Yes.
Let's get started, alright? Our first category is plot. Ethan,
plot.
Which of the 3 movies which plot did you enjoy most?
Definitely the first one.
Really? That simple? We don't even have to discuss it?
Plain and simple, bro.
All right. Wow. I was like thinking about this one. I'm not entirely sure because first one's all about survival. Second and third are a rescue mission. You know.
Yeah.
The third one has so many similarities to the second one. But like the first one, I think there's like a lot of setup in it, of course, because like the first one of the series, so there has to be a lot of setup. But I don't know, that's a tough one. Because like the second one, it's got like, he's just kind of going in. Second one probably has the messiest plot.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's the second one. Third one, they're just going in for I like the plot of the third one because it's like they really push kind of what they started with Ian in the second one, how like Alan really doesn't want to go and how the Kirbys are just the worst. There's a lot of that stuff and the kids on the island. My vote goes to Jurassic Park 3 and yours goes to Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Alrighty. Now our next category is action. Action. Which of these movies had the best action?
Well, I think the second and third one might have had the most action.
I agree with that.
I don't know if it was the best action though.
No?
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure.
Alright. I think my vote for best action goes to The Lost World. I think it's awesome. The whole several T-Rex sequences, of course, Velociraptors, the gymnastics in it. My vote goes to The Lost World : Jurassic Park for best action.
I mean, I'm just thinking out loud here. So the first one, it probably has the least amount of action, but again, it's more thriller stuff, jump scares,
That's a good
raptors
point.
opening doors and climbing up ladders.
I don't want to see that.
But then again, in The Lost World, it's more stuff not as thrilling, but it's super fun to watch, even though the movie is kind of for me.
Alright.
So,
Pretty good assessments.
I think... I don't know.
It's tough.
It's very tough.
It's tough to zone in on one particular thing.
I think I might have to join you on the second one.
Wow, alright. So the second movie is undoubtedly the best Jurassic Park action, alright?
Yeah. But it was very close.
There's no debating, right?
Yeah.
Alright, which movie had the coolest dinos, the coolest dinosaurs, alright? This obviously factors in because Jurassic Park. Which of the three movies delivered most on dinosaur action? No, not even just action. Which is best dinosaurs?
Best dinosaurs. Well, there was a good variety in all three of them. It was just the third one that was mainly focused on Spinosaurus, really.
Yeah.
I think... I don't know.
No?
I'm not sure. What do you think?
I mean, the first one probably has the least variety because there's a Brontosaurus. I love the Brontosaurus, like when Alan and the kids are sitting in the tree, and there's just the Brontosauruses in the distance. That's a beautiful scene. But like, I love the wonder associated with seeing a dinosaur in the first one. It's that kind of fresh, like wholesomeness to it. But then the third one's really just it's got the Spinosaurus, you know?
Yeah, they do touch on the raptors a little bit because that's a tool for each of the movies. Like, you can't make this without the raptors. But it's mainly just like the Spinosaurus.
Yeah. I love
I
the
wouldn't say
stupid
the third
raptor
one.
stuff. You said third one?
No, I wouldn't say the third one. I'm just like,
No. The second one probably has the most. Probably has the best variety of dinosaurs. It's got the tiny ones.
Dinosaur.
I know, yeah, it's got the tiny ones. But the second one has great the T-Rex scene in the waterfall, when they're behind the waterfall and there's the T-Rex, and then there's all of the raptors chasing them through the grass.
And
I think my vote goes to Lost World.
And is it like best looking or just overall best dinosaurs?
You can factor that into it also. This is best dinosaurs.
Best looking. I mean, obviously,
best
like
looking dinosaur.
obviously,
You're one good looking dinosaur.
Obviously, in the
What was
second
that
one.
voice? Hey, baby.
Dinosaur. Like, obviously the second one had like better animation from the first one. Like, it improved.
Not that much. Like the first one was
Again,
very
there was
good.
more of a variety, yes. But I mean, I want to say the first one, but I think that's just me. I think that's just my love for the first one.
Yeah.
So I might.
Dinosaurs, yeah.
Again,
Like, it's fresh in the first one, you know.
It's nice and fresh, but like again in the second one, like you even have that last scene at the very end where it just pans around with all the dinosaurs. So, wow, this is really tough for me.
I know.
You know what? Actually,
What?
put me down for the first one.
First one?
Yeah.
You got it. All right. Fourth category, characters.
Characters.
This movie had the best cast of characters. All right. You understand the question?
Do you need me to say it?
First one.
Yeah, bro.
All right.
The first one.
It's got Ian and Alan.
Ian and Alan and Ellie and Dennis and
I don't know.
Lex and Tim Murphy and not Ted.
I
Hammond.
think that
John Hammond.
They're forgettable in all the movies. The whole characters, aside from like Ian and Hammond and Alan.
You know them by looking at them, but you definitely don't know their names.
Think of that guy, yeah.
Like you could
Jeff
totally
Goldblum.
see, like through the 3 movies that we were reviewing,
Samuel
I had
Jackson
to pick up
Newman.
the things that I was like, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Like I don't think it's the first one for me.
Really?
I mean, like they all do play out super well with each other, but I love you get to know the characters much more intimately. Like at the end of the first movie, you kind of just have like a surface level understanding of all the characters, but particularly in the third one, you kind of get to spend a lot of time with each character. So I think my vote's gonna go to Jurassic Park 3 again on that one. I'm sorry, Ethan. He doesn't like Jurassic Park 3 very much.
Don't. How could you not love this movie? How
How
could you not love Jurassic Park 3?
All right, music. 3, 2, 1.
All of them.
I say the original. It's my favorite. John Williams.
Yeah.
You too?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Wow. All right. And the last one. Roars. Which movie had the best dinosaur roars? This might be biased, but because we only saw one in theaters with the big speaker, we only saw the original one in theaters.
Yeah.
But still, the roars in the second and third one, even though I was watching them on my phone and on my TV, I don't think they lived up to the original one.
No.
I don't think so. So my vote goes to the original. Yours too?
Yes.
Okay. The votes are in. Wow. All right. In last place, I don't believe this, is Jurassic Park 3. Only got 2 votes. 2.
From you.
Both from me. Then, second place, the second best Jurassic Park movie is the second Jurassic Park movie. 3 votes. And
3 votes.
Undoubtedly, the best Jurassic Park movie. Favorite aside, my favorite's the third one, but the charts don't lie.
The charts don't
and
lie.
And the
It's a
best
fact.
Jurassic Park movie is Jurassic Park. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 votes. There's the chart. It don't lie.
We're not going to superimpose it. This is just... I don't know, look at this.
Congratulations, Jurassic Park. Best movie.
Yes.
Stated by the Yo Bros. You heard it here first. Alright, so for our third and final segment of this, little change it from our original plan for the third one, but I'm going to give you our thoughts about how we would rank the movies. We already established that the first movie is the best Jurassic Park movie.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about our rankings of the movies of just favorite to least favorite, you know? What do you think?
Okay,
What do you
my
think,
favorite is, without a doubt, 1, 2, 3. I mean,
Like one
come
the
on.
best and then
One,
three
yeah,
the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Mine, I mean, like, when I was watching the second one, there were parts where I'm like, wow, this is better than the original one. But just like looking back at it, and I didn't really think about the original one until we were talking about it a lot now, and I'm thinking like how awesome of a movie it was. So I think with most trilogies, in my opinion, it goes the way this trilogy goes: 3, 1, 2. That 3 is my favorite, and 2 is my least favorite, and 1's right in the middle. That's how I am with the Men in Black trilogy, with most of the Marvel trilogies, and it's really interesting.
Yeah.
So that's our thoughts about the Jurassic Park movies. We dove in super deep into this one.
Deep. Yeah.
You know, Jurassic Park. I'm all Jurassic Parked out.
Yeah.
But listen to us. We are correct. Listen to the chart.
We are correct.
The chart don't lie. They're all Ethan's notes.
It's right there.
50 page.
Yeah.
The chart. Look at that. It's telling the truth, alright? The chart doesn't lie. Jurassic Park is the best Jurassic Park movie. Might not be your favorite. It's not my favorite of the 3.
No, it's my favorite.
But let us know in the comments, alright? Let us know
Absolutely.
if you've seen Jurassic Park. Let us know if you love dinosaurs. Let us know what your favorite dinosaur is, alright?
Yes, your favorite dinosaur. What's your favorite dinosaur?
I don't know, I like Triceratops. But we didn't get a lot of Triceratops action. We only got in the second one for like a couple minutes. I like pterodactyls.
Pterodactyls?
And I like velociraptors.
Yeah, I also like velociraptors, but I kind of like brachiosauruses.
What is that? Is that the brontosaurus?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Right,
Kind
yeah.
of the same thing.
Yeah. So let us know, you know. Hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, and be sure to meet us back here next time when we talk about something else. Yeah.
Something else.
So, thanks for watching this video.
It was very long. It was a
oh
trilogy.
man, yeah. And we won't see you in the next video, but you will definitely see us.
Yes.
So, till then, we're the Yo Bros, and we want to talk to you
About stuff.
Also, when the raptors kill the one guy, the way they kill him.
We're recording right now!
Hey!
Are they getting out?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Hey!
Yo! Am I in the recording?
Where's the camera?
It's right there.
Right there.
Where? Oh,
What's going on?
what's this so bougie?
Hi.
What's this episode on? Oh, a soccer ball.
Jurassic Park. Here, kick it.
We'll kick the soccer
Wait, are we gonna be featured in the Yo Bros?
Probably not.
Probably not, yeah.
Oh.
That's so weird.
Yeah, that's good.
What's going on, guys?
You just went out to eat.
How to eat? Where'd you go?
Oh, Fridays.
Oh, nice.
You ready? Show me this footage when you get it.
Hey,
Stay safe, kids.
this is my second day out.
You're so good, Delaney.
Thank you.
This is all on camera. I love it.
Is it really?
Yeah, we're
This
recording.
should, at the end, you should be like, oh, it's set up kind of perfectly.
Hi guys. It
This
just
will just be the pad on.
subscribe to Yo Bros. Subscribe
It's
to
on
Yo Bros.
podcast now.
Subscribe to Yo Bros.
That's so fun. Okay.
This was the last 30 minutes of Lost World in our episode. See what I can
Okay.
get.
That's funny.
No, of course.
Can I say a joke?
I like the braiding.
Sure.
Would you? Thanks.
Nice.
Miss Bougie. Would you rather? Oh. Do you see me now?
Yes.
Would you rather change genders every time you sneeze or mix up a baby and a muffin? Okay, bye.
Definitely change genders.
But what if... Oh. Well, that's easy for you. But, like, what if that happened to us and, like, we were pregnant and we sneezed? The baby, where'd the baby go?
That sounds like a you problem.
Sure.
Delaney's just by yourself.
Delaney's gonna shit her pants.
Hey, Delaney.
Just don't shit on the soccer ball.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, you're leaving? Oh, okay.
Oh, do you want us to leave?
Enzo, do you want them to leave?
I don't care. You gotta do what you want.
I have to...
Well, Can we at least wrap this up?
Maybe it's only 8 o'clock. Maybe when we're done, we can walk around. I don't know. Whatever.
When we're done, we'll hit. Okay.
Yell to them.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
We might visit you when we're done.
Yeah, where are you guys gonna be?
My house.
Your house?
Yes.
Oh, we might swing by.
Stop by.
If you're at Delaney's house, we won't see you. But like.
We're gonna be at my house.
That was
Hey!
good job.
Bye.
Bye guys, see you later.
Bye.
Yep. That's fun.